Captain James Arthur Lovell Jr. is a name synonymous with courage under fire, exemplary leadership, and the indomitable human will to explore. While perhaps most widely remembered as the commander of the ill-fated but ultimately triumphant Apollo 13 mission, Lovell's contributions to space exploration are far more extensive. With a career spanning from the golden age of manned spaceflight to the public promotion of STEM education, Lovell stands as a giant not only in the annals of NASA, but in the broader context of American ingenuity and global inspiration. Born in 1928 and coming of age during the tumultuous decades of World War II and the Cold War, Lovell's career bridged military aviation, groundbreaking spaceflight, and public service. He orbited the Moon twice, helped pioneer long-duration space travel, and became the embodiment of steady command in moments of crisis. Jim Lovell was born on March 25, 1928 in Cleveland, Ohio. After the death of his father during his early childhood, Lovell was raised by his mother, Blanche, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The absence of a paternal figure during the Great Depression could have been a limitation for many, but young Lovell instead found stability in discipline and curiosity. From a young age, Lovell was drawn to science and technology. He was particularly fascinated with rocketry, a fascination fueled by popular science fiction of the time and the early stirrings of global interest in space exploration. His childhood was filled with the construction of model rockets, and he frequently read publications such as Popular Mechanics and Air Trails. Lovell later said that the moment he saw a V2 rocket diagram, he was hooked. If you were to peek into his childhood bedroom, you'd probably see rockets hanging from the ceiling instead of posters of movie stars. After graduating from Juneau High School, Lovell enrolled at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he joined the Navy ROTC. He later received an appointment to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, graduating in 1952 with a Bachelor of Science degree. After graduation, Lovell embarked on naval flight training and earned his wings in 1954. He served as a Navy fighter pilot, flying aircraft like the F-2H Banshee from aircraft carriers, and eventually attended the U.S. Naval Test Pilot School in Patuxent River, Maryland in 1958, a move that placed him among the elite of naval aviation. It was during this time that Lovell began establishing close relationships with other future astronauts, including Charles Pete Conrad and Alan Shepard. Lovell's skills as a test pilot and his methodical approach to high-risk situations made him an ideal candidate for NASA's astronaut program. Jim Lovell was initially rejected from NASA's first astronaut selection, the Mercury 7, due to a temporary high bilirubin count, essentially a fluke medical anomaly. But true to form, Lovell persisted. In 1962, he was selected as part of NASA Astronaut Group 2, also known as the New Nine. This group included other notable astronauts like Neil Armstrong, John Young, and Ed White. The selection process was rigorous. Physical, psychological, academic, and emotional resilience were all tested. Lovell's reputation as a calm, calculated, and humble leader served him well. He soon became a trusted figure within NASA, known for both his technical competence and his cooperative personality, a quality essential for working in the high-stress, tightly confined conditions of space missions. Lovell's first spaceflight was aboard Gemini 7, launched on December 4, 1965, alongside Frank Borman. This mission was a cornerstone of the Gemini program and a crucial precursor to Apollo. Its primary objectives were to demonstrate the feasibility of long-duration spaceflight needed for lunar missions and to perform a rendezvous with Gemini 6A. Spending nearly 14 days in orbit, Lovell and Borman endured cramped conditions, limited food options. They memorably compared it to camping with the garbage and physiological strain, but the mission was a success. They set a space endurance record and performed the first manned space rendezvous, a critical skill that would be necessary for docking lunar modules in Apollo missions. Lovell's performance solidified his reputation. In space, where seconds matter, he was calm, sharp, and focused. In one humorous moment, he even read aloud from a book during a downlink to mission control, prompting chuckles and admiration. Lovell's next mission was Gemini 12, the final flight in the Gemini series, launched on November 11, 1966, with Buzz Aldrin as his crewmate. The mission's primary objective was to solve the problem of EVA, extravehicular activity, aka spacewalks, which had previously proven difficult due to fatigue and limited handholds. Buzz Aldrin's training in underwater simulations, which became standard practice afterward, and Lovell's skilled piloting led to a mission that finally cracked the EVA code. Gemini 12 also involved docking with the Agena target vehicle, testing tethered station keeping, and conducting scientific experiments. Lovell logged over 94 hours in space, bringing his total space time to over 425 hours, at the time the most of any human being. In 1968, Lovell was assigned to the backup crew for Apollo 9, but fate had other plans. Due to delays in the Lunar module development, NASA restructured its mission sequence. As a result, Apollo 8 was retasked to orbit the Moon without landing, a bold decision driven by Cold War urgency and technological confidence. On December 21, 1968, Apollo 8 launched with Frank Borman, William Anders, and Jim Lovell. It became the first manned spacecraft to leave low Earth orbit another celestial body, the Moon, and return from lunar orbit. During their journey, the crew conducted vital navigation tests, scouted potential lunar landing sites, and captured the legendary Earthrise photo, an image that transformed global environmental consciousness. The mission was also famous for the crew's reading from Genesis on Christmas Eve, broadcast to millions. Lovell's message, laced with awe and reverence, resonated around the world. Apollo 8 returned safely to Earth on December 27, 1968. After 6 days, 3 hours, and 42 seconds in space, Lovell had become one of the first humans to see the far side of the Moon with his own eyes. Perhaps no mission more clearly demonstrates Jim Lovell's brilliance and poise than Apollo 13. Launched on April 11, 1970, the mission was intended to be NASA's third moon landing. Lovell, along with Jack Swigert and Fred Hayes, began what seemed a routine mission until a liquid oxygen tank exploded 2 days in. "Houston, we've had a problem," Jack Swigert radioed in. The explosion crippled the service module, leaving the command module's power and oxygen in critical condition. The lunar landing was aborted, and survival became the new mission. With his trademark calm, Lovell coordinated with both his crew and mission control to stabilize their trajectory, conserve power, and navigate a free return trajectory around the Moon. The lunar module, Aquarius, served as a lifeboat while the crew carefully rationed water, endured freezing temperatures, and worked to prevent carbon dioxide poisoning. Lovell's intimate knowledge of spacecraft systems, his ability to keep morale high, and his trust in mission control led to the miraculous safe return of the crew on April 17, 1970. The world watched in suspense, and then erupted in celebration. The mission was later dubbed a successful failure, and Lovell became a global symbol of heroism. Jim Lovell retired from the Navy and NASA in 1973 with the rank of captain, bringing an end to a 20-year military career and 11 years as an astronaut. He transitioned into business, working for Bay Houston Towing Company and later becoming president of Fisk Telephone Systems. In 1994, he co-authored the best-selling memoir Lost Moon with journalist Jeffrey Kluger. This book became the basis for the Oscar-winning film Apollo 13, where he was portrayed by Tom Hanks. In his later years, Lovell remained deeply involved in educational and outreach efforts. His restaurant, Lovell's of Lake Forest, displayed space memorabilia and became a place of pilgrimage for space fans before its closure in 2015. Jim Lovell has received numerous honors, including a Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1970, Congressional Space Medal of Honor, NASA Distinguished Service Medal, 2 Navy Distinguished Flying Crosses, NASA Exceptional Service Medal, induction into the U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame. As of 2025, Lovell remains one of the few surviving Apollo astronauts and is widely regarded as one of the most influential space explorers in history. Jim Lovell's life story is one of relentless curiosity, cool-headed leadership, and unwavering dedication to pushing the boundaries of human experience. From the test pilot cockpits of the 1950s to the cold, dark void around the moon, Lovell exemplified what it meant to be a 20th century explorer. His legacy isn't just about surviving a near-catastrophic mission, it's about thriving in the face of the unknown, about transforming danger into triumph, and about showing us that the stars aren't just distant, they're destinations. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.